swimming pool, near the swimming pool. Wendy's going to test to see how cold it is. And we'll come back here later on. We'll have a little muso playing here this afternoon. This is what it's all about. Lake Argle. So, man-made lake in the middle of nowhere. So there's a little bit of water coming out of the power station at the moment. So it's like a mini hydro power station here. So this is a little spot called Vista Point, which is a couple hundred metres from the resort. Gives you a bit of a look down on the dam wall and the lake. There's not a very big wall, as you can see, but collects water from a pretty big area. In there.
Oh look, Jimmy caught a fish. Woo, it's a good one.
It's the second time I've caught him and trying to get the hook out of him so I can put him back.
Aha.
Teeth on him.
You gonna ruin your hook?
No, it should be all right.
You gonna ruin his beak?
Yeah. I don't know what it is. If you know what it is, let me know.
It's probably a good eating fish.
I have no idea, never seen anything like it before.
Well, let him back in the water before he dies.
It'll be alright, but that was literally the first cast.
Yeah?
I say, stood on the rock and I just went and didn't even start to reel it back in. Try that again.
There's a fucking crocodile under the tree. I was gonna go down and have a look at the water. Yeah. Lucky. I didn't. I walked straight past him in front of him. I was on the rocks. I could have lost a leg.
Did you have the camera on when you walked past?
No, I just turned around and shit myself. I saw the tail. I thought, what the fuck is that?
You don't see him there, do you?
No, here.
No, I might go down there and look at them. Are you coming?
Yeah,
Lake Argle this year. So it has happened a little differently. The boat normally does a nice little, the bus does a nice little U-turn here. Life is very easy for everyone. This is the third highest level we reached this year since the construction of the dam wall, maxed out at just over 17 gigalitres, so 700 gigalitres of water. So this is the high water mark you guys can see. Right, as we leave the bay, we've got a bit quicker here, but airflow's with a big girl. Out the right hand side of the boat here, guys, you guys are going to hang on. I forgot the most important thing of the whole day. It's not a classroom, guys. If you feel like getting up, walking around, standing at the back, you do whatever you like on board this vessel. If you want to come behind me and have a chat with me, do it. Just watch out for this chair. What's unique about that, however, is what they do after all the frantic burnt prey leaves the fire front. That's when it gets special. These guys will swoop down and start grabbing burning sticks. They will fly a K&a-half away, up to a K&a-half away, with these burning sticks. Not there at the moment. Let's go around the corner and see if he's there. We call him Cheech, because he's always lazing around on the weed there. And he is very, very docile. We can sometimes get within a metre of him before his water is very stagnant and very hot. The only way it's leaving here is through evaporation or the hydro plant. So the water in here, in years where there is zero flow, gets well above 35 degrees. You've got that, you've got no salt. You've got not much flow. What do you got? You got algae, you got parasites, and you got bacteria. And that is exactly what the barra were tasting like. They tasted like Lake Argle, they tasted like mud. So in 2008, they let them all go. There was no money in it, they may as well not do it. So all the barra got let in here. A lot of people think, great, we've got a barra fishery in Lake Argle. And it was for a few years. But it's a long time since 2008 and there is no barra left in here. I reckon there's probably less than 10, if not less than 5 barra in this whole lake now. The fishermen back in the late 2000s with their 1.5 metre gill nets were getting one a day. Not bad. It went to one a month. It's now, this year, they have not got one barra in their net all year, and their nets are out almost every day. So the chances of you guys catching a barra in here are quite slim. There is a video of a fella catching a barra here, if you're a YouTuber, about 6 to 8 months ago. Food at him. Yeah, we will have a food fight with him. How am I looking in front of the boat there, Nisi? No big boulders? This croc has got his eyes open, he has seen us. Could be a female that size. Wow, if anyone wants to get a photo with it nice and close to a freshie.
There's a kangaroo sneaking up. There's a kangaroo sneaking up.
Alright,
She
freshie's
goes, I'm not
going.
getting any closer.
Oh look, here he goes.
Alright, once that freshie goes, we'll throw a bit more food out and we'll get all our macropods back here. As it got to the spillway, and we checked out the site of the Big Bang that shook Australia. Went through the heads, we came down here and we saw a few crocs through here in Croc Bay. We zipped out and we saw how the Nullung Ridge had pushed up the Gutterum Ridge here through subduction From there, we zipped inside Spider Island, came round and we fed our fishies. From there, we zigzagged our way through the Bay of Islands down to the Bravo Peninsula. We saw a few crocs up here, but not so many today. We then came round Hicks Passage here, into here where we looked for old Ted, but we couldn't find Ted. But hopefully he will be back out and about tomorrow. I'm going to lose sleep over that tonight, but that is not your problem. Out here, we've then come back and we've pulled up right in the guts here, so you guys have seen about that much. Not a whole lot of this lake at all, have you? So it is a very, very, very large lake, and it changes. It is so dynamic. So all the measurements and units we're going to tell about today are all based on our 100% mark, because some years we have 40%. If we are at 40%, you can ride a motorbike across here all the way down. The only way you can get south is to go in the Ord River. Now the Ord River is that white line you guys can see here. It is a very, very mighty river. It does flow all the way down past Halls Creek. So we have about 1,000 square kilometre lake. But the impressive thing about this lake is its catchment size. It is 46,000 square kilometres. That is bigger than Switzerland. So what I mean by that is the area from the land mass the size of Switzerland drains into here via mainly the Ord and the Bow River. Cold Chisel, Bow River, that's what he's holding about down here. And that is how we keep water in this lake. Why?
So we pulled over because Jimmy goes, oh, this is beautiful scenery. We better get the GoPro out so that we can get some views. And I said, oh, look, there's a river. He goes, oh, I might do some fishing. So he's down there and I'm up here with the van. Am I going down there? No. Is there any fish in that river? No fish in that river? So, did you enjoy your little fish?
I did. I didn't catch anything though.
How many times did you flick it out?
6.
A whole 6 times and you didn't catch a fish.
I didn't want to overdo it.
There must be no fish in that river.
But anyway. So, where are we going today?
A farm stay.
Yeah, Parry's Creek Farm,
Yeah.
which is just near Wyndham. So booked in here for 2 days, but we might stay a little bit longer. A few people I've spoken to reckon it's a pretty nice spot. Got a swimming pool not far from the lower Ord River, not far from Wyndham Township and Jetty and that. So a little bit to have a look around here, so we might stay an extra few days.
And what did you think of our stay at Lake Argle campground?
Just goes to show, if you're ever going to start a business where you've got no immediate competition, because you can charge what you like, offer shit service, and get away with it. So, you know, like the food in the restaurants, ordinary $68 a night for an unpowered site, and we were next to a sewerage vent, so you can smell sewerage all bloody night. So $68 a night, so $130 something for 2 nights. We spent $250 for a boat cruise. We probably spent $300 at the bar and restaurant. You know, so we probably spent in 2 days, probably spent $650, $700. Yeah, when I complained to the office about the sewerage smell, they go, "Oh, we've capped it off." And I said, "Well, you didn't do a very good job, it stinks." And they go, "Oh yeah, but the plumber said he's capped it off." And I said, "So, you know, you're going to offer us something for our, you know, poor accommodation?" Oh, well, the manager's not here. Well, I said, "The manager's got my contact details. I'm a Discovery Parks G'day member, so you've got it on there as well." So, haven't heard anything from them, but they'll be hearing something from me.
But the river cruise we did with Lake Argle tours, that was really good. And our Captain Jack, he was fantastic, wasn't he?
Yeah, good tour guide, yeah. So there's 2 tour companies up there at Lake Argle. There's one called Lake Argle Cruises, which is the older company, and there's another one called Lake Argle Kimberley Tours, which has got the newer, bigger, better boat, and they're actually, I think they were a fair bit cheaper, because I tried to book the other one first, and I think it was $200 a head, and the one that we got on, I think it was $125 or $124 a head. So yeah, so if you're booking it, book the one that's tours, not cruises. And yeah, if you get Jack as the captain, he's a really good, informative captain, a little bit of entertainment as well. So you get you know, the cruise, which is, what do we get, picked up at 2 o'clock and back at 6, so 4 hours. You get sunset cruise, see some freshwater crocodiles, feed some fish, feed some kangaroos, bit of a history about the lake, and yeah, quite pleasant. And like, we were lucky that the water was like glass, it wasn't a breath of wind, so it was really nice.
And then you get to go for a swim if you want to.
If you can enough. It wasn't really warm enough to go for a swim yesterday. By the time we sort of got to the swimming spot, temperature had sort of dropped to about 22 or 23 degrees, and the water's 25 degrees, but there was a little bit of a breeze, so I wasn't that keen to go for a swim.
I'm not keen about swimming with fishes in the first place, but then to have information told that how many hundreds of crocodiles are in that, there's heaps. So they bring you into the middle of the river to go for a swim, because all the crocodiles hang around the edge. Yeah.
So none of the crocodiles we saw on the cruise were as big as the one I nearly stood on.
No, no. And you'll hear a little bit about that. I screamed, and Jimmy didn't believe me. And yeah, it took a while for my heart rate to settle. Had to have a drink when I got back to the caravan, and had to go to the toilet too. Luckily that didn't happen in my pants while I was out there, but it sure could have.
Yep, yeah, and he was so still. He's exactly the same colour as the rocks, wasn't he?
Yeah. But what freaked me out more was I went up and I warned the people that were parked behind us. So the man, I said to him, "Listen, if you're going down to the river, be careful. Don't go up that way, because there's a crocodile sitting under the tree." And he goes, "Oh, really?" And he goes, "Where?" And I showed him. And next thing I know, his friends and the kids, they're all racing down there to look at this crocodile. And I nearly had heart failure because I was worried about the kids, because the kids were like well ahead of the parents, but apparently they didn't have any fear of it. I did. Very nice baobab tree.
No greater. Seen better days.
So Parry's Creek Farm, Caravan Park, campgrounds, cabins,
your destination will be on the right.
restaurants, and bar.
So this is the bar area at Parry's Creek Farm. A little restaurant down there and a bar, swimming pool. And then they've got this cute little walkway that goes around the lagoon. He says he's got there's a 4 metre croc in the lagoon at the moment and 2 or 3 smaller ones.
I don't need a microphone, Mr. Jim.
I know that.
So, where are we going?
We're just going exploring today, so we might go down to Wyndham.
Are there crocodiles in Wyndham?
There is. I reckon I saw a 7 metre one down there.
Oh, we're not going to find the crocodile, are we?
7 metres, that's bigger than the carabiner.
Yeah, and it can stay there.
Yeah, so we'll go down there for a look. There's a few wetland walks around here.
Okay, put your decibel meter on that.
I will actually, actually now I've got it on there. I can check the decibels on that, but you you muffled it. That's not how you normally sneeze. Sneeze the way you normally sneeze. Well, I have to go like this.
Nope, not happening.
So anyway, we'll go for a look down there at Wyndham.
Yeah.
And then I might try to book a barramundi fishing thing tomorrow or the next day.
Aha.
It's going to be warm today, 33 today.
33.
Yeah, it's 9:15, it's already 29.
Oh, nice. It's a good thing we're going out walking early then.
Yeah. Definitely.
So look at all these baobab trees. There's so many of them here. I think because there's so much water, isn't it? They like to grow around water. And that's all very wet in there.
Yeah. So apparently the only 2 places in the world they grow is Madagascar and the Kimberleys. And they're not, I don't think they're a native Australian plant, so one must have floated here from the Kimberleys somehow. Started reproducing.
You mean from Madagascar?
Madagascar.
Or maybe this was, here goes wrong way Wendy stuff. So was Australia ever attached once upon a time to Madagascar?
Oh, you don't know. Could have been. Millions of years ago.
Because remember that time we were traveling and you said we were right next to Bali?
I said, look at the barley. You know, I said, this whole area is barley, meaning barley plants. And there you go. No, I didn't know we were in barley.
Okay, so we'll try.
But at least she's entertaining.
Okay, so we'll see you in Wyndham?
Yep. So this is the Wyndham port area. So one of the things about Wyndham is it's got really big tide fluctuations, so that the tides can be up to 9 metres between low tide and high tide. So if you have a look at the jetty, all those pylons are on, they're like big flotation devices, so that allows for the boats to be able to dock at different tide levels. So it's almost high tide now, so it's a low tide at the moment. I think it's only 6 metres today. So apparently they've been spotting a big 7 metre croc around here. Pretty murky looking water, isn't it?
Huh?
I'll just get it on this. So we're going to go in and have a look at the Courthouse Museum. Air conditioned inside.
You just pick up and steal, is it?
Look at this probably only found in the Kimberleys and 1.2 billion years old.
And the boomerangs.
And there's the skull of a 5 metre croc. Put your head there, so
My head's little as it is.
compare your head to the croc's head. You get a few of them in there. So lots of history in here about the establishment of the town here. So Cambridge Golf was found in 1884, town proclaimed in 86, and first residents in 88. But they were pretty harsh on the natives here. So people mostly started coming to this area in big numbers when there was gold found in Halls Creek, which is a couple of 100 kilometres from here. So they'd arrive here in Wyndham by boat and then walk or ride to Halls Creek. It's a washing machine. You wash your clothes in here, or if she wants a bit more exercise, you can use one of these. Washboard, and they come up nice and clean like that.
At the rate you go through clothes, mate, I think you'd be doing the washing.
Yeah, okay. Calculator. Now he isn't. You do?
No. You count the beads.
Yeah, so
are they tens, the top ones?
The top ones are tens, and these are fives.
Yeah.
So you can count in fives, tens, 20s, you can count hundreds by doing different multiplications and that.
Imagine trying to teach the kids how to use one of those now.
Yeah, it'd be a good way to teach them actually, because they'd learn more. Yeah. This would have been modern transport back then, 1913 Sunbeam motorcycle. That's what it looked like when it was new. There's lots more outside. So if you want to have a look at the biggest baobab tree in captivity, you've got to come into the Wyndham Caravan Park. So you just park to the right hand side of the entrance and you can walk in and have a look at it. So this is the apparently the largest baobab tree in captivity. Don't know what they mean by captivity, but we're going to have a look, walk down, stand next to Wendy, so we get a bit of an idea on how big it is. It's bigger, right, isn't it? She's a fat sucker.
Hey?
She's a fat sucker. She's a big tree. We'll do a lap around it.
Looks like it's lost a few branches in its day.
I think so. So apparently they are a native tree, so they're native to Africa, Madagascar and Western Australia.
Uh-huh. Well, there you go.
There you go.
So, hello Mr. Jimmy, where are we?
We're at Ivanhoe Crossing, so we're apparently it's closed, but we thought we'd come down and have a look anyway.
Oh, how come it's closed?
The water's too high.
Aha.
So.
Oh. So this is the Ivanhoe crossing. Jimmy's getting the GoPro out, so he'll show you a bit more. after my encounter with the croc the other day. This is about as close as I'm going to the water. And I'm standing behind this thing. Because I thought the other day that the water was moving too fast for the crocodiles, but apparently not. And it was sneaky because it was hiding under a tree. But look how fast it's moving, eh? So where would you go across? How would you get across?
You see here, you can see where the water's coming over that port.
Yeah.
There's a concrete path underneath it.
So they put the blocks there to stop people from going at the moment.
Yeah, because they're letting out 200,000 litres a second out of Lake Argle at the moment.
Yeah.
So that means that this crossing's too high. So they close it, but this takes about 40 kilometres off the road to Parry Creek where we are if we go this way.
Oh, okay.
But it's a rough dirt road.
Which is, we started down the other end of it the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's pretty rough, so yeah.
Amazing, eh? Top must be watching out to make sure they're all safe so they can eat in peace.
So if you go for a drive out to Ivanhoe Crossing on the way back, there's a cafe called Ivanhoe Cafe. And it's really nice shady spots under the trees. Coffee's pretty good. Sausage rolls are good. Croissants are good, yeah.
Beautiful. It was really yummy. What you doing, babe?
Booking a fishing charter to catch me a better Monday.
Better Monday.
I obviously need help.
No.
I don't know what I'm doing, so. And plus I'm afraid to go too close to the edge of the water, otherwise freaking saltwater crops around.
Especially after getting that freight from the freshwater one. That was sort of like a reality check, wasn't it?
Yep, they're exactly the same colour as the rocks.
And the trees. Yeah. It was only that I saw the tail, because like I walked past, I felt a little stirring, and I looked and I saw the tail, and it was like that high up, so I knew it wasn't a snake, which would have scared the shit out of me too.
Yeah, lumpy sake. The grotto, what's in this one? Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Some steps over there. Perhaps I should change my shoes. Did you want to go for a walk down there?
Sure.
Maybe change shoes then. Oh, this is a swimming hole down the bottom there.
Where?
Over there.
Oh, I was looking down here. I thought there's nothing.
So apparently there's 144 steps down there. You want up to that? Missus, we need to get some exercise.
Mm-hmm. You want my stick?
That'd be alright.
Can you see from here?
Yep, okay. So this would be a waterfall during the wet season.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
A long way down.
Oh.
Mm.
Yeah. Have a bit of trouble with the height, seeing the distance properly. Oh yeah.
Somebody in there swimming.
Uh-huh.
Keener than me.
Yeah.
Dodgy steps.
Mm-hmm. You videoing the steps?
Yep.
Yeah. I think the base of the other one though is still much bigger.
Yeah. Pretty steep, these steps.
Okay.
I said they're pretty steep, these steps.
Yep. A little fishy.
Mm-hmm.
A little fishy. Okay. Little ones?
Oh, yeah.
What are they?
Oh. Oh dear. A couple of times those things.
I wonder where the water is leaking from.
So of course, the only thing you've got to keep in mind is when you walk down here, is you've got to walk back up again. And some of these steps are pretty big. Close to the edge too, some of them.
Take note of the burn swagger as burn number 1 approaches. How'd you go?
Alright, that's good. I feel a kilo lighter.
What a beautiful day.
Here we go. So we're going in to have a look at Parry's Lagoons, which is just next to the resort. So this is the Lagoon Reserve down here. So to give you a little bit of an idea, that's Wyndham there. So we're about 20 k's from Wyndham. So Wyndham's where the Gulf of Cambridge comes in. So that's here on the map of Oz. So this area here was recognised as a nature reserve in 1972. But prior to that, they had a telegraph station here, which was built for the First World War in 1914. So those ruins are still some ruins here, and they control the flow of water that comes in here now with the diversion dam at Kununurra and then Lake Argle as well. So there's water in these lagoons pretty much all year round now, but they flourish during the wet season. So we're going to have a look, we might even be able to see a jabiru. This is Telegraph Hill, and used to be a telegraph station there, so it's the old foundation stumps. But this has got pretty much a 360-degree view out over the lagoons. Nice and green down there. There's a bird hide down there. We're going to look at that in a minute. But yeah, just beautifully. Little valley. So we're going to have a look at where the old telegraph station used to be. So there's a little 800-metre walk around the old residences and workshop, and where the Argle used to be. That's all that's left of the main building. So apparently they moved this building to Wyndham, and it became the post office building in Wyndham.
Sending a bunch of ants.
So these yellow flowers here, they're called K-pop flowers. And apparently when they're out, that's an indication that it's mating season for the crocodiles. There's lots of them out at the moment. There's the eagle's nest in the boab tree up there.
What are all these for?
They're foundations.
For what?
Don't know, would have been sheds on them, or water tanks, because they've got to keep them up above the flood level.
The grove of boab started growing soon after the removal of the buildings in the 1920s. Boabs are found naturally occurring in the Kimberley.
Yeah, I reckon they would have been bases for water tanks.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah. Well, there was quite a few people working here at one stage.
Alright.
There's the way they used to make these stumps. You just get,
Big piece of rock.
you just get local rocks, mix it up with a bit of concrete, and turn it into stumps.
Well,
So
there you go.
they're, what are they now? They're 110 years old, those stumps.
Pretty good, eh?
Yeah. Still hanging in there. This is the difference between a saltwater crocodile and a freshwater crocodile. So this little guy here is the freshwater one with a long skinny snout, and that's his big cousin. There's lots of bird life around here. There's a little bird hide. Tells you the different sort of birds. Nice flowers on those lily pads, aren't they?